My name is Engbrecht, and I will be doing my reflective log for the persuasive speech. My first question: what was the purpose of the speech? The persuasive speech employs emotion, credibility, and logic to move your audiences. So I think that the purpose of the speech is that it gives us as students the chance to cultivate and share our own beliefs or opinions about a certain topic. Additionally, the persuasive speech stresses the importance of respect for your audience, your topic, and maybe even a special occasion. How do you feel going into this speech presentation? Well, actually going into the speech presentation, I was actually really nervous again, and I felt really rushed. With Easter in the midst, it made it hard to get people to sit in on my speech because everyone has something to do. It's Easter season. I couldn't ask my family to do it because they're crazy and very loud, and they would get distracted too easily. So I had to depend on my peers or like my people in school, and they had things to do as well, and they were with their families. So I had to work around their schedules and worry about if I'd get my speech done or not. Did your speaker anxiety increase or decrease as your speech began? My speaker anxiety definitely increased because I just get really nervous during my speeches. For some reason, I don't get nervous before or after my speeches, but during my speeches. This one seemed to be worse because I was sharing like my opinion or belief on a topic that is somewhat controversial, especially between peers my own age. And I think I did okay with it, but I was really shaky. Even during like my last main point, my finger twitched and it was kind of embarrassing. Was your technology adequately prepared? What could be done differently or better? I felt that my technology was pretty adequately prepared. I do think that my camera could be focused better so you could see my facial expressions, but otherwise I think it was okay. In terms of structure and organization, for example, introductory strategy, transitions, or the conclusion, what element felt natural to you and what felt odd? The element that was most natural to me was my introductory strategy. I thought that was my strongest point. It seemed to have the most emotion, credibility, and I think logic for my speech. However, I think the element that was the most odd to me or awkward was my conclusion. I felt that I just rushed into it because I was getting more and more nervous and my finger twitched and it was just awkward. So that was definitely the oddest thing for me. How did you consider your audience when developing your speech? How did your audience respond to your speech? Well, I knew that my audience was controversial, so I had to make it as open-minded as possible. I even added an example going against energy drinks being harmful because I thought it might help. And although my point made a clear depiction of how this was looked at through a different perspective, my audience ended up agreeing with me. And they agreed that energy drinks are harmful and realized the effects from energy drinks that can be a little more severe. So they should drink them carefully if they choose to do so. What did you do in your speech that worked? What didn't work? What areas can you target for improvement? Well, I felt that my examples in my speech worked pretty well. It helped connect my audience to the actual problem, which made it easier to guide them to my main point or thesis: energy drinks are harmful. What didn't work? My prop definitely didn't work. It was pretty much pointless. I thought that you couldn't really see it, so it didn't really mean anything, and I couldn't really connect it into my speech, so I should probably figure out how to do that. What can I work on? As for that, I think I need to target the use of props a lot, and as well as speaking slower because I tend to get excited, or when I get nervous I talk faster. And so I think I just need to slow down a little bit and then work on getting my props into my speech. The last question: connect your learned experiences to the class readings and concepts. Include at least one specific chapter with a page number from the section to which you are referring. With this speech, I learned that practicing in a mirror helps a lot. I definitely did this because I looked stupid when I did it. It says that in chapter 18, page 157, at first this technique will feel awkward, as it did. but with this will dissipate with time and experience. This is true. I realized that many things that I needed to correct about how I presented, which made me really uncomfortable. So I know from experience that you're harder on yourself more than you are on others. So using the mirror to practice gave me confidence in speaking to others, because I was able to depict exactly how and when I needed to do like my steps and my fingers to signal my next main point and stuff like that. So I could move on certain sentences to make an impact or statement in my speech. However, I still need to work on this, as obviously I'm not an expert. But otherwise, I think that this was the most thing that stood out to me in this when doing this speech practicing. Thank you.